Hello everybody and welcome to another episode. This is going to be an interesting one. As you can see, I'm in Minecraft again, and it has been almost a year now, I'm pretty sure, since I last posted a video on Minecraft. And honestly, I had a fall out of it, or I fell out of Minecraft, or at least the playthrough I was doing for YouTube a while ago, which is why I stopped recording. But the interesting thing is that that's not like I didn't just randomly fall out of it after the recording. I actually, yo, Buster, where are you?
I am your god. Obey me.
What the f? The last episode, episode 10. Um, I spent time building because I wanted to build the area where I was going to build the nether portal before I built the first nether portal, so I wanted to actually have everything perfectly set up exactly how it should be um, for the nether portal instead of just making a temporary nether portal somewhere and not making it look good. I wanted everything to look nice, and then this led down a massive downward spiral of just building the whole base without any actual functionality. So, yeah, it went a little crazy, and that's one of the main reasons it took me so long to make a video because I wanted to build everything off camera because I didn't think that people would want to watch me literally just sit down and mine for like an hour straight for coal and cobblestone and then go all the way back up to the surface, smelt it, and then go building for the next like 3 hours before I inevitably ran out of cobblestone and stone brick so that I would have to go back down mining. Like I didn't think that that would make for a good video. So yeah. So I did all of this off camera, completely on my own too, no cheats of course, and I made it pretty far, but unfortunately, after a while, just building for days on end just got really boring for me. So, yeah, and then I gave up. So this is actually going to be my last video on Middle Earth specifically. I don't know if I'll do another playthrough of Minecraft. I may or may not. Depends on how things go, but I just wanted to show you guys the cool stuff I built because I built some sick stuff. I think this is probably like my coolest world in terms of architecture, considering I did it completely on my own and in legitimate survival. No cheats, nothing. So I actually chopped all this forest down all the way up to here for wood. You'll see why soon. But as I get closer, you can see the base over here in its glory. Now, keep in mind, a lot of this was based off of Lord of the Rings style castles. So there's a bit of Helm's Deepian style design. You'll see some of it later, or some more of it later, rather. I mean, this kind of feels Helm's Deepian in a sense. And there's a bit of like just a little bit of everything, honestly. So yeah, but yeah. So this is like the main gate. I honestly can't remember what the last thing you guys saw is for like my last episode. I don't remember how far in the architecture I was, so I'm just gonna treat everything as if it's new. So forgive me if I do go over something that was already shown in a previous video. So yeah, this is the main gate. Has a nice little drawbridge here. Obviously, it doesn't work because I am not that good at redstone. And then on this side is the other gate, which, where's the sun actually? Okay, so this is the western front, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because the sun's setting that way. So this is the western gates. This is the primary area. This is more of like a secondary area for horses. So, yep. I'm going to start with the front gate. I'm going in. There's a bunch of torches here, as you can see, and there's a staircase leading up. Hey, hey, hey. All right. So there is a staircase leading up to here. This is the main courtyard area. So you have this nice little area right here. And by the way, a lot of this was built defensively, in or like it was built with like defensive strategy in mind. So these actually like kind of serve a purpose the way they're designed. So this is actually like the main defense for if like an army say was like right here. Obviously, there's never going to be an army because this is Minecraft on Windows 10 slash Bedrock. So you can only get like 16 people maximum in a game, which sucks. Unless, of course, you open a realm, which that I don't remember what the limit for that is, but it just wouldn't be worth it. So yeah, there's no way there would be an army here, but if there was, then I'd definitely be prepared for it. um, so this is like the main kind of defense for the drawbridge area. So you could shoot from pretty much, I'd say, all the way back there. Yeah, arrows go really far in this, so that is nice. But this is mainly just for the front area of this peninsula. So anything from this little line here, coming all the way down to the drawbridge, this is where it would. This is what it would defend. And then if you go up either of these staircases, I'm gonna start with this side. Then it leads up here to this primary, or like the long distance defense for archers. So from here, I mean, you could shoot all the way past that tree. I actually tried this out. If I shoot, I fly over here, or maybe not all the way past the tree. There's that first arrow. Yeah, there's that second arrow. So it goes almost to the tree right here, which is pretty impressive considering that it comes all the way comes from all the way over here. So yeah, you could definitely snipe people from here. So you have this main area here, and this is just for shooting all the way back there. So if anybody is coming, then you can shoot from here. And then of course the staircase leads back down this way. So yeah, and then of course this courtyard area, you have like this little part here, so you can shoot from above as people are coming up the stairs if they make it that far. So again, like there's a lot of strategy with this. I think there's some nice architectural designs, like this pillar, for instance, that's holding the bridge up instead of just leaving it like just kind of hanging there. I think it looks really nice like this. So yeah, and then I have this nice little design here, so it kind of looks nicer. Yeah, honestly, this mountain was a glorious find. I have never seen a mountain that looks so amazing for a base like this. You guys have mostly seen this area. I don't know if you've seen all the torches I put up, but I did put up all these torches just because there were a lot of mobs here, so that helps a lot. I'm going to start with this area, though, which I don't think was actually in any of my videos. This area is the stables. Also, there would be like a sea lantern or a glowstone block up here, in case you're curious. This is the stables, and I did get horses. I can't remember if that was in the video. Again, I don't remember what was in the videos, so yeah. But yeah, this was the main horse, Data, Star Trek reference. And then, you had some stables over here. That redstone was going to be blocked up with hay bales, like a pile of them. I'll show you what it was for soon. So yeah, honestly, that part I probably should have left in the video, or put in the video. But yeah, you got saddles, leads, and then that would be for wheat. And then back here is just more storage. So I guess I would just put like some more hay bales back there, and then just whatever I needed in here. These are mainly just for decoration. But all in all, nice design going on in here. And then this area I'll come back to. Oh, that's fun. Here, just remember that I accidentally broke that because I'm an idiot. So, this just leads back out to the main courtyard. There's this little water decoration, which I'm pretty sure was in the video. Or in the video series or the videos, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure I built that on film. If I didn't, then this is just the random design that I decided to put here. I was struggling to come up with something. I knew I wanted something here, but I didn't know what. I didn't want to make another fountain because that would feel like kind of weird after building this, which this I am almost certain was in the playlist. But yeah, so it's just a nice little support pillar. Oh, there's phantoms. That's nice. There were a lot of nights that I didn't sleep just because I was mining when it was night. And then this little town area I'll get to later. And then the second gate on the left. But then this area everybody knows. Why was there just a bone there? So, as you can see, I did get brewing stands. I was from a village, not from the nether. Never actually made it to the nether. Nothing in these furnaces. Oh no, there's some cobblestone, but it was waiting to be smelted. And this is like the last of the resources that I got, of course. A lot of rotten flesh, a lot of ender pearls, a lot of diamonds, a lot of iron, a lot of gold, a good chunk of coal, which I probably should have put towards smelting cobblestone, but whatever. 39 obsidian. A lot of emeralds too, dear lord. I had a lot of stuff. Full chest of cobblestone there. A lot of resources there, just other rocks. Because I'm not going to pronounce the names. Good chunk of redstone. A lot of dirt, a lot of gravel, not a lot of sand. And then these chests. This was just a random chest. I needed some filler. Ooh. There's my enchanted diamond sword. As well as my enchanted fishing rod, which this thing is crazy. And then some more resources. More resources. A lot of bows after the skeleton farm was built. That thing was a menace against skeletons. But still works to this day. And that's just the enchantments on that in case you're curious. And then all of this right here, I'll actually show you what this was for later. But I did some redstoning on a creative world to see if I could figure out exactly how a mechanism for a later project would have worked. So that's all the resources that I had in the chest for it. I didn't have everything I needed, though. I still needed comparators. So, yeah, which, of course, I needed to go to the nether for. Of course, here's the mine. And this goes all the way down here to the first station. I don't remember if I built all the rails on camera or not. I may not have done that. And that, of course, leads that to bedrock, or what used to be bedrock, which is now deep slate. So, that's fun. And then, of course, this area, which, I don't remember half the stuff that was on camera, because it's been so long. One of the iron golems got down here, which is why you saw that design over the minecarts. Oh yeah, I broke this because I was showing someone the actual room in here. So yeah, ignore that. Practically all the redstone is destroyed now, and I can't actually give an example of it working one last time. But I did have some chain armor in here, so that's nice. And then the spider spawners that I never got working. Or the cave spider spawners, rather, which got me a lot of string, as you can see. Yeah. It's just this one right here I couldn't get working at all, because they wouldn't go up the elevator here. Which, with the benefit of hindsight, I probably should have designed the whole system so that the lowest one would have been at level with this. So both of them really should have dropped into the chamber, and none of them should have gone up. That was a bad move on my part. So making this elevator was pain and misery. I never was able to actually figure it out. So yeah, if I were to do it all over again, I would totally move that whole death chamber all the way down, so then they would just fall into the chamber instead of being channeled up. Because the only other way I can imagine this working with an elevator system for this would be if I had a soul sand block and I pushed them up like that, which may or may not work. I've never tried it, but I think that it probably would have worked. It still spawns stuff, that's nice. I never did anything with the other cave spider spawners, of course, because those are farther out, and I only really need one system So it would be pointless to just make like 30 of them. Because at that point, you're basically just denying free XP, so yeah. So yeah, now this way, right here, this is the enchantment room that I made. Which, now that I remember, I did make this on camera, thank Jesus. Honestly, this thing was fun. I still use this design to this day in whatever Minecraft worlds I make. These are all the enchantments I ended up getting out of it. Oh, that's fun. Managing, knockback, fortune. Oh, fortune. That's nice. Whoa, that is a lot of enchantments. All in all, some good stuff. Good loot. Now this. The war room. I do not remember. I don't think that I put this on camera, but by far this is my favorite part of the entire world right here. I am so proud of this. Just look at this. It is absolutely beautiful. And it has a view of the inner city area, which I'll get to later. And then, of course, a map of the surrounding area, which is absolutely awesome. Look at how massive my base is, by the way. Like, this is where we are now, and this is, like, the main courtyard area. We have all of this now. I built all of this, all off camera, on my own. It is absolutely glorious. And there's a zombie somewhere around here. I do not like that. But yeah, it is just beautiful what this map became. And I have so many plans for what could have been with all this. But, of course, I never made it because, again, I fell out of it. So, yeah, I honestly might just turn this into a purely architectural world if I ever get bored and want to keep building. But, I mean, I don't know. Because, again, this is only on my Xbox, and I am not the biggest fan of Xbox Minecraft compared to PC Minecraft. So, yeah. Yeah, so that's that map. And then, of course, this nice little gold dripping thing, which I needed Silk Touch for, which I am very proud of. This thing looks absolutely awesome. Because I was going for like an Erebor style design. If anybody has ever actually seen The Hobbit, it was designed to be kind of like the throne of Erebor. How it had that massive stalagmite, I'm pretty sure it's called, that goes down from the ceiling and touches the throne. This was just meant to kind of drip over the map. But, yeah, this... Like, that's what this was designed to be, and I think it came out really well. So, yeah, and of course not oak, spruce framing. So that makes it look just a little bit nicer. Honestly, this looks amazing. And of course I put the chair glitch thing in here. I don't know if it's a glitch, but essentially I put minecarts into... Or I put chairs into minecarts, or put stairs into minecarts, made them into chairs like that. So you can actually sit in them. Now, of course, from this angle, the maps do not look good at all, but at least they're functional, so, yeah. And then, probably should have put, like, some flower pots in here, so then it would have looked like mugs or something like that, but, details. I think I did pretty good, despite that. So yeah, that's the war room. And then over here was this staircase, which I've designed only once before, which I think came out really nice. It's got a lot of design to it. And there would have been more stuff up there. Ooh, that's cool that I should have probably grabbed. But yeah, so this just leads up to the second floor area. And then, of course, like this nice little glass dome, which took a while to build. And then that area down there, that was originally going to be where I was going to build another portal. Like, the main exploratory area. But, again, never got around to it. So, yeah, honestly, if I would have focused on that, then I probably would have been able to make more videos. But, unfortunately not. And then there's that water pool, of course. This leads down to this area where I actually created an artificial waterfall made from this little spot here. I was gonna put soul sand in here, so it would have had like bubbling and stuff like that. It would have looked like a natural spring. But yeah, so this this honestly would have been like a nice little detail to add, but again, never got around to it. Never got to the Nether. This leads back towards the main courtyard area. And then over here, by the way, there would have been torches on top of all these pillars. This leads over to the other western gate. Right here. Which is also designed very defensively. Notice how I never connected the primary and the secondary. Because the idea was that if the army broke through, let's say, this gate somehow, then they wouldn't be able to just take over this whole defense here. So they wouldn't be able to rush in from two angles. They'd still have to fight through this. So they couldn't just come in and flood this whole area here. And if they took over this area, then they wouldn't be able to flood the whole courtyard area. So either one, after hearing about this, could send more troops back this way through here to defend more of the, I guess, the keep area, which would have been probably the combination of both of these, which are also separated. There's a lot of separation in the keep, and just a lot of different designs here. Just because if one gets taken over, then the other doesn't. So, yeah. But honestly, I thought that it was a pretty good defensive design. I mean, personally, I don't know. I don't major in old school castle designs and stuff like that from the medieval days, so I can't actually say whether or not it would have been more defensive, but still, I mean, I think the idea was not bad. Also, this is a little design here, because I had this extra bit here, and I didn't know what to do with it, so I literally just turned it into another defensive position. So if they broke through this gate here, then you could go around and shoot them from the side. It's a last stand kind of thing, I guess. I don't know. But, yeah, you could do that. And then this staircase, of course, leads this way, down this hall, over to the actual archer side of things. So you would shoot from over here, and I think this reaches a decent distance. Not nearly as far as the primary gate, but just shoot that way. Yeah, then it lands all the way back here. So it's really just about having good aim with the arrows if you want to keep the gates safe. Because you definitely have the range. So, yeah. Now, back out this way. I'm going to show that area last, I think. But, over here, this was going to be like a market area. And this would have led into the inner city, which I'm going to show now. This leads to that side. I'll get to that later again. This leads to the northwestern defense, and then this leads to the inner city. So, the inner city, this is basically just like a kind of village area. Please ignore this building. I don't know what I was thinking here. This just kind of became like the sore thumb of the entire city. So, yeah, that was a mistake. But this area, these were the last two things I was working on. This area I finished, which is supposed to be just a nice little house for anyone, really. Down here you have the study, which has a nice view of the canyon, which unfortunately I didn't actually put a seat glitch in here. So you can't sit in it. And then over here would be the bedroom, which honestly this looks more like a tomb than a bedroom. Again, don't know what I was thinking. So, yeah, that was that. And then over here, In here was going to be like the dining room slash kitchen area, and then over here was the actual dining room. Um, hmm. If you haven't noticed already, there's actually like this is actually designed to be similar to the Hobbit hole from Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit, Bilbo's home specifically. So there are some similarities for anybody who has seen the movie. This is the pantry, of course, and then over here, which meets up with this is like a kind of living room area. It's not the exact same as it was in The Hobbit, but I designed it to be at least somewhat similar. And then this house was going to be a completely different thing. As you can see, a lot larger. Honestly, I do not know what I was going to put in this. So, yeah, I honestly just kind of gave up on it. This was one of the last places I was working on, actually. And this chest is just resources for building, which you're going to find a couple of those around here. Because occasionally I get bored of one project and I move on to another. And then just keep cycling between the two until I eventually got both of them done. This is a little blacksmith area where you could actually sell stuff. Using this window here. If you're closed, you just close the window, obviously. Nothing in these chests. But there is a bed here. Furnaces, lava for if you want to destroy stuff. Anvil. So, basic essentials. Basic essentials, dear Lord English. And then of course you have these, which are held by chains. And then I built a little chimney here, which is not actually inside the place, but it's just a campfire hidden from the rest of the area. And then this chest is just a ton of cobblestone and some stone, which you'll see where it came from in a second. This, believe it or not, was designed to be kind of like a club party house or something like that. I don't know. It was mainly just built because I wanted some area where people would hang out that had like that little glass floor above water with this area. And you could go in here if you were swimming. But I never actually came around to any practical use for it or anything. So this just became a kind of area here. I don't know what I was planning for with this, honestly. I was just kind of building. I was fried. So this honestly just turned into like this really ugly building. So yeah, not one of my more proud buildings. There's a little bar here, staircase, which doesn't line up with that, and then hangout area with a balcony. Not my best. Definitely like probably the worst thing I built in this map. So yeah. And then coming over here, there's the war room again. And over here, this is where all that cobblestone came from. So I wanted to build a way into what was going to be the outer city out here, which would have spanned out very far. It would have gone all the way out there. It would have been massive. But I needed a way to connect these two. And I wanted to keep this kind of like cove-ish feel. For lack of a better word. How like this whole area seemed to be protected by a mountain. It was kind of like enclosed, so you couldn't really get in without having to climb it. So I wanted to build a way to actually get in without taking away from that. So I built a tunnel that went all the way through here to the other side. Which, of course, this took a ton of stone brick, a ton of mining. But eventually I did it. And honestly, I'm kind of proud of this one. This actually looked really nice. I put torches in the middle here, though, because these torches weren't reaching to the center, so mobs were spawning in here. So I needed some torches in the middle, but I kept it mostly towards the wall, so then it would still look nice and have plenty of walk distance. So, kind of proud of that. That is the northwestern defense, which you'll see soon. This was going to be my main farm, believe it or not, which is absolutely fudging massive. I don't even know if I could have tilled all of this. I never tried. I was just kind of building without realizing that I would need to till it later. And then I couldn't figure out a mechanism for this somehow. So, yeah. So I never got around to finishing it, but this would have been the new way to get food. It would have been amazing. But, again, unfortunately, I never finished it, so that's how it became. Or that's what became of it. So, yeah, that's the outer city area, or what would have been the outer city. Next thing I want to show you guys is the northwestern defense, which this I'm actually really proud of. I'm actually going to quickly set it to day so that it looks nice. So yeah, I built this bridge here, which looks really sick. It goes across the canyon. And then this leads further this way. And then it's all the way out to here, to this massive courtyard area, which I never finished, but this is the northwestern defense right here. This massive wall, which is the thing that I was hinting at would be kind of Helm's Deepian. Again, none of it is perfectly like Helm's Deep, obviously, because I didn't want to make it fully copyright or anything. Well, obviously, it's not copyright protected, but I didn't want to completely copy it. What in the heck is down here? Okay. So I found this, apparently. Okay, so this does actually oh, wow. This leads right into... that's not good. So I guess I figured this out, and then never got around... I guess... Okay, so you probably know... You know what probably happened? I found this as I was, like, first building this. I'm like, oh, what is this? And I explored it, and I found that it led all the way into the canyon. I'm like, oh, that's not good. I need to block that up. And then I completely forgot to the next day after I remembered, oh yeah, I need to keep building this. So it just got completely forgotten. I am glad that I never got into a war, which never would have happened anyway, but if it did, that would have sucked. But yeah, there's some cool landscape here that I could have used for base building, but didn't. Because I built the wall here, so yeah. But this is the main wall of the northwestern defense. This little sewer thing is a thing I was kind of hinting at would be kind of like Helm's Deep. I built that as an intentional thing just because, I don't know, I thought it would look better than just plain wall. And then this area I never finished over here. I didn't know what I was going to put that way. So I just kept focusing on this direction, towards the north. There's a staircase here that actually leads down to the sewer. And then you could go up this staircase, and this leads to the other side over here. But then back over here, if you were to keep going this way... And by the way, these do not have any space for you to shoot arrows. It's purely for decoration. I don't know why I did it like that. That was really stupid. But this leads to this area. This would have been like a kind of training area, almost. And then this is like a nice little bridge, which I really shouldn't have put birch here. It would have looked far better without birch. I don't know what I was doing. Of course, there's like a nice little spruce thing on the bottom to make it look nice. This was actually where I was going to put my treasury. I was going to have like a little deck that went out here. And if you were to jump off from this height specifically and fall down here, there would be like a button up there. And after a certain delay, it would open a door down here. And if you dropped at it from the right height, which would be from the deck, then you would fall through lava and then into water afterwards. You couldn't do it from any other height. Or at least you'd have to do it from a higher height, obviously. So you couldn't jump off this bridge, for instance, and land in there. Even if someone pressed the button from that side somehow, you still wouldn't be able to get in unless you pressed the button from the deck and then jumped off the deck and landed in the perfect spot in the river. So, yeah, and that was going to be the treasury. But, again, never came around to it. And this would have been a nice little defense here, which honestly was kind of nice. I think it looked pretty cool. And this would have been the start of the northern defense. That would have gone through this mountain into this area, which would have been my kind of army camp area. So there would be like a massive wall starting from probably around here, going all the way over here. And this wall would be like the main exit for my army, which would go out this way, further north, or it would just go around, or just something of that nature. I don't know. But this would have been like where all the armies were and stuff like that. This would have been where you get some resources like some swords, armor, and stuff like that. But most of it would come from the armory itself, which is back that way, which I'll show you in a bit. But the reason that it was so close to this area was because of this ravine, which I happened to just randomly find while I was showing someone this world, which this would have been perfect for a mine. Which, as you can see, there's some diamonds down here, glow squids, ooh, redstone. There's a lot of good resources down here. I never found this ravine in survival mode. So yeah, call it cheap that I just randomly found diamonds in creative mode, but completely unintentional. Ooh, emeralds. That's fun. So, yeah, this would have had, like, bridges going back and forth, leading all the way up to the top here, where you would do manufacturing and smelting and stuff like that with those resources, and those resources would have been turned purely into armor and weapons for the army camp, which is why it would be here. Either that, or it would be shipped down this way to the rest of the base. So that would be the main mining area over there. And then there's this nice little bridge here. In case you're curious where that leads, it's just this area right here. Leads from the bridge. There's this bridge. I found this waterfall here just randomly, so I decided to turn it into a full-blown river, which leads all the way down in this main river, which is from the canyon. So, yeah. And this goes all the way around next to this mine right here. All the way through here and out into this lake to the rest of the world. So that's nice. And then I also stumbled upon this, which, honestly, I think this would have been a sick area for like a secret little house or something like that. So like a nice little base here. Hi. Okay, you do you then. But yeah, that would have been a nice little area for a secret house in that little hill area, I think. So that would have been cool. So yeah, now going back all the way over to this area. Back to the main courtyard. There's one more thing that I want to show, which is this. Now this is where all the cool stuff would be. So first things first, this was built purely in symmetry. So an example is this area right here, which goes out to the distance, right? Or out to the open world. But if you go to this side, on the opposite side of that water, I was so dedicated to symmetry I built this. Because I thought it would look weird if I didn't do that, which honestly I think is kind of amusing. I kind of like it. So, yeah. And then this of course leads into this main area, which this staircase leads through to the middle. This leads to here, and then this leads out to the inner city / market. Probably to the market, not the inner city, because that leads to the inner city. So, whatever you want to call it. And then I'm going to start with this side. First things first, this area leads all the way back to this spot right here. Props to anybody who remembered this. Oh, that's my pick block. Okay. So yeah, this just leads all the way back to the stables. And then this room would lead to here. So the cool thing about this is I was going to build a massive storage room. And you would get in like this. That just opens it up again. And then this would have been a little minecart station here, which was really annoying. I can't remember why I had to do it like this, but I did need to. Oh, yeah, that's right. So the idea was essentially I would, every time I pressed that, it would take another minecart and put it into its position. Or into the position here. And then it would just keep doing stuff like that. So, yeah. Now this wasn't complete, obviously. But it does lead all the way over to here. As you can see, I've showed this a total of 3 times now. But yeah, this would have led back that way. And then that would have been the storage room. So, yeah. But again, I never actually came around to it because I just fell out of it. But it would have been a complete secret to everybody. Obviously, this room is kind of weird just to have this, so it is kind of suspicious. But at the same time, I mean, when people are raiding the castle, are they really just going to be doing stuff like that? If anything, they're probably going to be just going around placing TNT everywhere. So, I don't know. I don't know if they would get it. Now, this area, this was the main thing that I needed the resources from before. You remember that little small chest from before that had like the sticky pistons and all that? This is what it was going to be for this room. And if you're wondering what the heck this is supposed to be, this was going to be a massive redstone contraption that took a specific amount of a certain item, and when you put enough of that item in, then the door would open. If you didn't get it right, then it would drop you into this lava pit, or what would be a lava pit, and you'd be surrounded with obsidian and you'd just burn to death. So, that was the idea there. Now, I never finished it because I needed quartz so I could get comparators, so I could actually build this thing. So, yeah, it was never finished, but this was going to be protecting the armory. And I would just have armor stands upon armor stands going that way, and it would have been all, like, just filled with armor, swords. I would have had chests full of bows, arrows, tipped arrows, everything. So, if someone, Lord forbid, someone tried to fight me in this world, they would be destroyed by my massive army. So, yeah. I would have been very overly prepared, and no one would have survived. But obviously, if someone made it this far, then you can't just let them get to your armory, because if they get to that, then they can like kind of reset and get new stuff that's not damaged, so their armor won't break as fast. So yeah, and plus all that stuff would have been enchanted, and it just would have been a nightmare if they got access to that. So yeah, so I wanted really good security for that. So yeah, that is the armory, and this is pretty much everything in the world that I can remember at the moment. So yeah, I mean, I was also thinking like probably should have put like a flag up here that had my emblem on it. That would have looked sick, because you know, like every castle needs a flag, you know. But yeah. All in all, this was probably one of my best builds in the history of me playing Minecraft. Just because there's a lot of detail in it. There's a lot of stone bricks, obviously. And those stone bricks were a pain to get. I never had enough. And every time I needed more, I had to go back into that mine and mine more coal. And then turn all the cobblestone I got into stone bricks using that coal. It was just a nightmare. And I kept running out of storage because I did not have nearly enough storage for all that cobblestone. It was just a nightmare. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed looking at my amazing architecture and pretty much the end of Middle-earth. If you did, like the video. Very stereotypical thing to say, obviously, but still, I gotta say it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video, whichever video that may be.